Hello, seventh grade. Welcome to your second social studies lesson and the first one where we actually dive into some of the content and material. So, for the intro video, I wanted to first set the expectation for what this entire year really is going to look like. Um, Secondly, I want to give you some context about this lesson. And then third, some information to help you with the CHQ, or rather the do now, sorry, misspoke, on the next slide. So first off, how this year is going to look. This year we're focused on United States history, U.S. history. Um, so everything we do is going to be tying back to that compared to, say, last year, if you were a returner, where it kind of jumped around a bunch of different empires and focused on trade and whatnot. Um, Secondly, and how this ties into the lesson as well as just general historical understanding, is when historians try to get an idea of what happened or how life was in a certain time period, they start with a question or multiple questions, and then they go through sources, interpretations, various pieces of historical evidence like letters, stories, art, remains, anything they can find from that time period, they go through and they take as much information as they can and try to form a picture of what life was like then. And the more info you have, the easier it is to get a clear picture, right? In that way, you get a more genuine representation. So what we're going to look at is how the indigenous people, the Native Americans, lived in North America before the Europeans came over. So you have your do now in a sec, right? So we just talked about how historians can get a picture for how people lived and how a time was. Well, your question is going to look at, well, why don't we have a clear idea for these people? And then we're going to take that information and we're going to run with it and try to get an idea of what life kind of was like, as well as ask some important questions about how we interpret history and really whose history are we studying. So if you have any questions, reach out. I know this is a lot of info, so if you need to rewatch it, please just do that. Save yourself some confusion and some additional time by just rewatching like 2 minutes of video. Yeah, good luck. You got this.